Hey everybody, real quick before you start this video, I want you to click this annotation to go and watch the opening cutscene for New Vegas. Normally I'd have this in the video, but strangely, New Vegas is one of those games where the opening cutscene not only contains copyrighted music, but also triggers copyright claims just by having the cutscene itself in a video. So that's why most runs you see don't include it. So go ahead and click that annotation and watch the opening cutscene, especially if you haven't heard or seen it before. I think it sets the atmosphere for the game pretty well. So go ahead and do that. Just pause this video and come back, and we'll get to it. Oh, what's up, my pilots? Angry Poncho here. Welcome to Let's Play Fallout New Vegas. Holy crap. This is going to be the beginning of a very big project. There is a lot to say. I'm going to try and spread it out throughout this entire first video while we build our character. This whole first video is going to be character building and me explaining what this run is going to look like. I'm estimating like 100 videos in this series, so get ready.
Whoa, easy there, easy. You've been out cold a couple of days now. Why don't you just relax a second? Get your bearings. Let's see what the damage is. How about your name? Can you tell me your name?
I have a name. Haven't I picked out a name? Didn't I think ahead and think of a name? Not even close. Oh, I already forgot to do one of my things. Okay. What is my name going to be? I could use Poncho. I use Poncho a lot. How about... See, if I was going to do a Legion run, I would do some kind of like Pontius joke, like a pilot joke, you know? Pilot like pilots, and then pilot like Pontius Pilate, which is originally where the pun comes from. But it would make sense because of all the Roman imagery in the Legion half of this game. But I'm not going to do that. I think... Oh, what? Since this is a character where I'm going to basically do everything. Now, I'll take that. I'm going to explain. I'm going to qualify that a little bit. So I'm going to explain later. Well, not exactly everything. But when I have a character where I try and do everything, I always name him Jack because I think of him as a jack of all trades, which means that's the name I use for a character that is essentially going to be dabbling in everything. That's why I call him a jack of all trades. Makes sense, right? Oh, not start. Okay.
I can't say it's what I'd have picked for you, but if that's your name, that's your name. I'm Doc Mitchell. Welcome to Goodsprings. Now, I hope you don't mind, but I had to go rooting around there in your noggin to pull all the bits of lead out. I take pride in my needlework, but you'd better tell me if I left anything out of place.
This is going to take some time, so I'm going to do...
How'd I do?
First thing that's new about this Let's Play is I'm going to be cutting a lot of stuff out, and it's going to be stuff that you don't want to watch, like me very slowly and meticulously making my character look good. And because of that, this is the first Let's Play where I'm actually wearing a watch, and I'm using a stopwatch function on it to keep track of how much time is in the video, as opposed to just how long I've been recording. Because sometimes when you're making a Let's Play, you cut out a lot, and sometimes you don't cut out much. So if I record for an hour, I might get anywhere from 1 hour's worth of good footage if it's Spyro the Dragon, or 5 minutes of good footage if it's a montage. So I'm going to be recording it, and hopefully I can remember to keep track of it. So I'm going to cut away and make my character the most beautiful man you've ever seen. There he is, ladies and gentlemen. Jack! The world's sexiest man. Not really. Honestly, I tried to make him look a little bit like me if I was Hispanic. So, there you go.
Well, I got most of it right anyway. Stuff that mattered. Okay. No sense keeping you in bed anymore. Let's see if we can get you on your feet. Good. Why don't you walk down to the end of the room? Over by that vigor tester machine there. Take it slow now. It ain't a race.
Oh my god, here we go. We're doing a Let's Play. Oh, it's so amazing.
Go ahead and give the vigor tester a try.
Okay, I always do that. A lot of fun. Okay, Yeah, Doc, we'll do that in a minute. First I'm going to rob you of everything you own. No. Alright, we'll do the vigor tester next. Alright. Now okay. So I have a plan for this character. And basically it's a sprint start, I guess you could call it. We're going to sort of spend the first few videos and the first 4 or 5 levels of our character basically still building the character. It's sort of like a neonatal sort of thing. Our character won't be totally ready until we've done a few things to make him ready. So the first thing is we're going to pick very carefully planned stats. I have spent a lot of time when I was supposed to be working doing this and planning this out. So I have a system, and nope, that's not right. 6. And this is what we're going to do. So this is a pretty average build except for one thing, the total lack of charisma. The reason that I don't spring for charisma is because, unlike the other statistics, it's not something that really blocks you out of anything. And for this run, I'm not going to be using companions very much. I know that they're really useful in this game, but honestly, I think it makes it a little bit too easy sometimes. Now, there are situations where you want to have a companion with you because it makes the game somehow better, and there are certain quests where you have to have one with you. And I plan to do the companions' quests themselves, so we will get to meet all of them. But I won't be running around with Edie and Boone following me all the time like I did when I played this game the first time. Mostly because, on normal difficulty, they'll just kill everything, and you won't even have to fight. It's a little bit too easy. So, I won't be having companions with me, which is the biggest benefit of charisma. It actually gives your companions what's called companion nerve, which makes them, I think it gives them a higher damage resistance and a higher damage output. So at 10 charisma, your companions can basically kill anything you run into for you, and it's not even a big deal. So we're not going to be using companions, so we don't need charisma. The only skills it governs are speech and barter, which you can put points into anyway. There's no charisma check, I don't think, that you can't just get by with speech instead. There are a couple points in the game where you have to have charisma. One of them is if you're a female character. There's a certain lesbian you can flirt with if you have high enough charisma, but we're playing a male, so it doesn't really matter. And that's the only one that really stands out in my mind after I read the Wikipedia page about it. The rest of these stats are planned because we're going to be going through this game in a certain way, and the 8 luck is something that I normally wouldn't do back when I played this game when it came out years ago, because I thought luck was useless. I don't need to be lucky. I'll be skilled. I'll be good at things. I don't need to be lucky if I'm proficient, if I have talent. Well, it turns out in this game, luck is pretty damn useful, especially for what we're going to do at the beginning, which is going to be a lot of gambling.
Huh. Must be some frontal lobe damage.
That's what he says if you have very low
You know,
charisma.
your vitals are good. But that don't mean them
All
bullets didn't leave you nuttered and a bighorn are dropping.
Let's steal some things.
What do you say you take a seat in my couch and we go through a couple of questions?
Sure thing.
See if your dogs are still barking.
So let me finish robbing you first. Hope. So this character build, I'm gonna run through these questions because I've seen them a million
All
times and
right.
they're not exciting.
I'm gonna say a word. I want you to say the first thing that comes to mind. Dog.
So Doc Mitchell gives you this sort of pseudo-Freudian psychoanalytic thing here, where he tells you ask a bunch of questions and then he gives answers. Actually, I guess it could be helpful for us to go ahead and answer these questions in the way that our character would answer them. Our character is going to be good karma. We're going to use melee weapons and energy weapons, and we're going to be basically kicking the ass out of everything we meet that doesn't sound nice to us. So I'll try and answer with that in mind. Obviously, anyone who says cat, the first thing you think of is
House.
dog. The first thing you think of is cat. House. It's funny that that's a word and you don't get to. There's actually a guy named House, and I don't wonder if they intended that as a joke or what. I'm gonna say shelter.
Night.
Dark. Where's dark? Oh, dark's not even an option. Shroud.
Bandit.
Smoky. I don't know. Smokey and the Bandit. Vaporize.
Light.
Dark.
Mother.
Father. At some point, this becomes a game of opposites. Mother. Regret.
Okay. Now I got a few statements. I want you to tell me how much they sound like something you'd say. First one. Conflict just ain't in my nature.
I'm gonna go no opinion on this one.
I ain't given to relying on others for support.
Oh, strongly agree.
I'm always fixin' to be the center of attention.
Not always.
I'm slow to embrace new ideas.
Nah. I'm pretty open to ideas.
I charge in to deal with my problems head on.
That's true.
Almost done here. What do you say you have a look at this? Tell me what you see.
A butterfly? A two-headed ant, sure.
Okay. How about this one?
Looks like the opening to a James Bond movie. I see two pistols, top to top, pointing upward, with the handles out to the sides and triggers underneath. So I guess space. I'm too embarrassed to say what it looks like.
Last one.
Two bears high-fiving? Mushroom cloud.
Well, that's all she wrote. I don't have nothing to compare it to, so maybe you'd better just have a look at the results. See if it all seems right to you.
Okie doke. He's not far off, actually. No, we're going to... Let me check here. We're going to tag, believe it or not, melee weapons. Hello. Repair. And lockpick. We're actually going to be doing energy weapons as well eventually, but we're not going to develop that until later on. For the early portion of the game, our character will be focused on melee weapons.
Before I turn you loose, I need one more thing from you. I got a form for you to fill out so I can get a sense of your medical history. Just a formality. Ain't like I expect to find you got a family history of getting shot in the head.
That's very clever. Okay, do I want to take any perks? Or traits? I always stop and think about this. Early in the game, we're going to be playing with a weapon that has a very high critical hit rate. So I think taking Built to Destroy is a pretty good perk. And we actually have the opportunity to get rid of it later when it becomes less useful for us. So maybe I'll take that for now. For the rest of these, none of them really stand out. Now, Four Eyes is one that I'm always tempted to take because it's easy to wear glasses all the time. There's a lot of them in the game. You can find a pair on Doc Mitchell's desk, which I already stole. The glasses, not the desk. But the thing with this perk is it doesn't actually work the way it says it does. It's not like when you have them on, it's +1. When you have them off, it's -1. No, what it actually is a permanent -1 penalty, which is then offset with a +2 bonus when you have glasses on. Now, why does that matter? Well, it matters because that +2 is temporary, but the -1 part is permanent. So if my perception was 6, and then I took this perk, my perception would be 5 for any other, or this trait rather. My perception would be 5 for any other perks I wanted to take, which is not enough for some of the ones I want. So even if I had glasses on when I tried to get it, it wouldn't let me because, like I say, the -1 is permanent, but the bonus is temporary. So Four Eyes is not a good thing for trying to get perks because it's a permanent reduction of your perception. I would take Good Natured for most runs just because I don't normally use too many different forms of weapons. But for this run, I'm actually going to be putting points into pretty much every skill, and so moving them around like this at the beginning is not going to be a benefit to me. Heavy-handed, you might think would be good for a melee weapons character, but we're going to be using a weapon with a high critical hit rate, so I want to have good critical hit damage, so I'm not going to take this perk. Hoarder is also useful. Actually, in the past I've taken this, but I don't like to deal with the minus when you drop below 160 because there's a couple quests where you're not allowed to carry more than a certain amount, and it's less than that. So you're basically starting off, for example, the Honest Hearts expansion. You're starting off with a -1 on all your attributes, and you got to grab a bunch of junk to try and get your weight back up, and that's no good. Plus, if you want to run around really quickly, it's good to have a low encumbrance. So I'm not going to take Hoarder either. And the rest of these are other options. Just, it depends on what you like. I think, I'm trying to remember if I decided I wanted to take small frame or not. This is the only, let me see. Oh, I am taking small frame. Alright. Basically the other perk. Due to your small size, you have +1 agility, but your limbs are more easily crippled. Do I want to have the small... Hang on, let me think about this. Yeah, I'm going to take it. I'm going to offset it later with some perks, and it's easy enough to get doctor's bags.
All right, I guess that about does it.
Can I get up now?
Come with
Thank
me, I'll
you.
see you out.
Not until I steal all your things. So while I'm robbing Doc Mitchell, pretty much blind, let me explain a couple other things about this run. This is going to be a very hardcore run. And I'm not using that to try and be over... What's the word for when you're extreme in your description of something? I'm not using that to try and be hyperbolic. What I mean is I'm going to be playing on the very hard difficulty setting, and I will be... That's not food. And I will be playing on hardcore mode as well. Now, what that means for us is it's going to be tough. There are going to be a few enemies in the game that are going to be very difficult to kill. Ones that are already tough are going to be even harder than normal. And ones that are relatively simple will actually be a challenge. So it's going to be a lot of fun.
Here, these are yours. Was all you had on you when you was brought in. I hope you don't mind, but I gave the note a look. I thought it might help me find a next of kin. But it was just something about a platinum chip. Well, if you're heading back out there, you ought to have this. They call it a Pip-Boy. I grew up in one of them vaults they made before the war. We all got one. Ain't much use to me now, but you might want such a thing after what you've been through. I know what it's like having something taken from you. And put this on, too, so the locals don't pick on you for lacking modesty. Never was much my style, anyway.
Thanks for patching me up, Doc.
Don't mention it. It's what I'm here for. You should talk to Sunny Smiles before you leave town.
What a name.
She can help you learn to fend for yourself in the desert. She'll likely be at the saloon. I reckon some of the other folks at the saloon might be able to help you out, too. And the metal fella, Victor, who pulled you out of your grave. Anyway, you ever get hurt out there, you come right back. I'll fix you up. But try not to get killed anymore.
Will do. Hardcore mode. Here's the explanation. New Vegas allows you to play in a new hardcore mode that greatly increases the challenge of the game. In this mode, stim packs heal over time, as opposed to healing all the damage immediately. They cannot mend broken limbs, which has to be done with a special thing called a doctor's bag. Radaway removes radiation over time instead of instantly. Ammunition has weight, that's a big one, and dehydration is a constant concern. You basically have to sleep, eat, and drink on a regular basis. It's only recommended for advanced players. You can turn it off at any time. We're going to turn it on now. Alrighty, let's go out into Good Springs. So about hardcore mode, that's about all the difference it makes. Ammo has weight, you have to eat and drink. Doctor's bags to heal limbs. Oh, goodness, I thought... the game was not responding for a second. I thought it had crashed. Alright, I have to remember that. If it not responds, just wait for a few seconds, it might come back. Okay, that was just a loading screen thing. Alright, Old World Blues has been loaded. Happy Trails. That's Honest Hearts, Lonesome Road. It should be loading the Gunrunner's Arsenal, and whatever the 4th expansion is pretty soon, too. Where are those at? Gunrunner's Arsenal. What's the 4th expansion pack that it hasn't loaded yet? World Blues. The Sierra Madre. It'll load the Sierra Madre pretty soon. Okay. Whew, okay, so let me finish what I was saying about hardcore mode. Yeah, so hardcore mode is exactly what I was saying about you have to eat, sleep, and drink. There's Sierra Madre. That's dead money. Alright, so all the expansions have been loaded. So our level cap is now 50 as opposed to the normal 30, and we will be reaching level 50 in this run. This is going to be one very long Let's Play. I hope you're ready for the long haul, guys. Take that lonesome road together. So then, let's get down to it. Let's get down to business. Alrighty. Sweet. Look at those starting stats. Not doing so hot. Or not doing so bad. Alright, so also on very hard difficulty. Let me go ahead and show that. Whoops. Gameplay, very hard. And it won't be changing. So basically, that's about as hard as the game gets. Very hard difficulty and hardcore mode. Now, to offset that, I have installed some mods. I think that the difficulty of the game overall is still pretty close to what the developers intended. If anything, it might be just slightly harder than a normal, unmodded game on normal difficulty. So here are the 3 most important mods I have installed. Well, there's actually a 4th one that isn't even a mod. It's a expansion thing. Is the Courier's Cache, or a stash, I think it's called, which gives you all this crap right at the beginning of the game. I think it kind of makes sense, actually, because you start off with all these weapons and items and such, because you would have those if you lived in the wasteland. You should have some stuff. Starting the game with a totally empty inventory doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Your belongings would have been just thrown in the grave with you. Or stolen. The good stuff would be stolen, probably. Alright, so some of the mods I have installed. First one is the one called Nevada Skies. I believe that's the name of it. It basically makes the skyboxes a lot prettier, and it also has the added effect of... It's morning, good. It has the added effect of making nighttime really dark. Normally when you play on this game in vanilla, if you run around outside at night, it's like there's 2 full moons all the time. It's super bright. You can see way more than you should be able to see in the middle of the night when there's no lights around. So this mod makes it so it's darker at night, so you actually have to deal with the darkness and use your Pip-Boy light, or just wait until daytime. It also makes the skyboxes really pretty, especially at night. Second mod is one called the Better Tag Skills. I think I have the names right. Forgive me if I'm mistaken. But basically, normally when you tag a skill, it gets 15 points bonus to start off with. Better Tag Skills just makes that bonus 25 instead. So the 3 skills that I tagged, you might have noticed, are now actually 10 points higher than they normally would be, which I think is good. It gives your character basically a well-defined skill set right at the beginning of the game, because you're a courier. You travel up and down the wasteland by yourself, delivering important items at great speed, and you should be good at least a few things. It makes sense for your character to already have some developed, at least slightly developed skills at the very beginning of the game. So I think this is a pretty fair mod, and I like that it gives you quite a sort of a jump start right into the game. Let's try and find Trudy's house while I'm talking. The third mod I have installed, and the biggest one, I think, as far as changes are concerned. I forget the name of it, but what it changes is normally you take a perk every other level. It's the even-numbered levels. And perks are pretty cool. They let you do all kinds of things. Basically, you can move faster, do more damage, benefits here, benefits there, and all kinds of cool stuff in perks in this game. Now this mod I have installed changes the perk rate, so instead of getting one at every other level, you get one at every single level, which is awesome. They're all just called Goodsprings Home. Which one is Trudy's house? I don't know, I'm looking for something here. Maybe I'll find it laying around. Yeah, so that's going to be the biggest one. So I have all this stuff planned out. Hello. Basically throughout the whole game. What is... Oh, I thought that was the fungus in the toilet there I totally thought was an energy weapon. I thought it was a plasma pistol or something because I saw the green stuff. Where is Trudy's house? Is it behind the other... Oh, it might be up here. Yeah, let's go look behind the stores. So the reason I'm looking for Trudy's house is because there's a skill book there that I want to get. That tumbleweed is solid. I'm surprised I couldn't just walk right through that. A lot of these are just called Goodsprings Home. This might be it up here. It's sort of off by itself. Anything good in the mailbox? A lot of times you can find goodies in the mailboxes. Why is this house in such good shape if the door is boarded up? Such good shape. It's not totally falling apart. That's good shape for Fallout. Are there more houses up here? That one over there looks boarded up. What about this one? Huh. Surprised to find out I don't know which house is Trudy's house. I went into a few Goodsprings homes. Maybe I'll just search around until I find it. Anyway, I'm going to try to remember all the things I need to say in this first video to explain this run. Basically, we're going to be doing a whole heck of a lot. I'm not going to call it a 100% run, because 100% in Fallout New Vegas, that would take a very, very, very long time. I don't even know what would qualify as 100% in this game, because there's so much to do. I think you could call 100% all of the quests. That might be a fair definition. Or maybe it's go to all of the places, or maybe get to the max level. I don't know. We're going to do pretty much everything, but I wouldn't call it a 100% run because I'm not going to, for example, find all of the collectibles. One of these has to be Trudy's. I'm just going to start searching. So there's these things called... Whoa, hello. There it is. That's what I was looking for. Awesome. Is anyone here to see me? Nope. Chinese Army Special Ops Training Manual. That is a skill book That's actually going to raise our sneak stat by 3. Nice. I'm going to go ahead and start marking these. I'm actually going to be keeping track pretty carefully of all the skill books and things that I find throughout this game, because my goal is going to be to get all of our skills to 100 by the end of the game. Okay, so I checked that off the list. I have a big plan for this game, just like I had for Dead Rising, and I have I have big plans for the whole run. But in particular, I have a to-do list of what I want to do in terms of driving the plot. So at the beginning of the game, we're going to do a sneaky start, and we are going to head to Vegas way earlier than the developers wanted you to. I'm not going to. It's not exactly. I guess technically it's a sequence break. It doesn't break the game because the quest just updates really far.
Cheyenne, stay.
Rather than crashing or anything.
Don't worry, she won't bite unless I tell her to.
That's nice.
Until next time.
Why did I come in here? I didn't even want to come in here yet. I meant to go next door. I'm talking too much. I'm not thinking about the game at all. Hello. Some of those crates you can take stuff from, and they won't be considered theft. We need to get some money, so everything that I can pick up and take, I'm
You
going to
must be the one
pick up
Doc
and sell.
Mitchell was patching up. The way I heard it, I didn't think you'd be walking out of that office. I've got plenty of supplies for sale. Even got some weapon mods and special ammo. Well worth the caps if you ask me. If you're hurting for caps, I've also got boxes of surplus ammo in the miscellaneous section. They're not great, but you get what you pay for.
Alright, what you got for sale?
Can do.
Alright, let's start selling things here. Oh, I gotta be careful what I want to sell here. I'm gonna keep all of the healing items for now. Probably have some weapons I don't need, so let's sell. Yeah, I'm not gonna use the grenade rifle right now, or ever. Shotgun is valuable, so we'll go ahead and we're gonna sell a lot of stuff here actually. I'm gonna actually go ahead and sell all the ammo too, since I sold all the guns. Now let's start buying things back. I need your shovel, please. That one's important. The rest of this is just gonna be for me. I like to have maize. It's good food. You got to have some water on you all the time. Salesman Weekly. I'll take the stim packs. I'll take the super stims. Thank you very much. And he's still paying me at this point, so I'm gonna keep looking for more things to get. Actually, I think I'm going to leave it there because we want to try and start building up. I'm going to give a couple of these back. We want to actually start building up
Pleasure
our
doing
caps
business with
over time, and those super stims were way too expensive. Alrighty. So I got a shovel. The reason I have a shovel is we're going to go and pick up an item real quick here. The reason for that is that it is going to be our primary weapon for the early part of the game, and we need a shovel to get it because it's in a grave. How appropriate that the courier who was shot in the head and dug up out of a grave is now heading off to a grave in order to get at something he needs. Funny thing is, it's not our grave, it's Chance's grave. So there's actually a graphic novel, or maybe it's comic books, one or the other, that details the events that happened just before you getting shot in the head at the beginning of this game, which is in the opening cutscene, which hopefully you all watched. Finish travel onward, thank you. I planned this character out very well. There's no second thoughts now. And this backstory includes a character named Chance, who is a fiend. Oh, no, sorry, he's a great con. And he wields a knife called is now in the game and is called Chance's knife. And we're gonna go pick it up. I know the route. It's there's actually some dangerous enemies off to the side over here, and the reason I'm running up and down these hills over here rather than following a road is because those enemies will totally kill us. So now I'm gonna sneak from here on out. We're close to where we want to be. Funny story. When I was playing through this game, I actually did an entire run of practice. I didn't do everything that we're going to do in this run, but I did most of it. So I'm going to know this game. I know this game well because I've been playing it for years. I know it. It's very familiar to me now because I just finished the run recently. All right, there's Chance's knife. Bonus critical chance. It's actually one of the weapons with one of the highest critical hit rates of anything in the game. Back to Goodsprings we go. So I effectively avoided some cazadors, which are a very fast, very dangerous enemy that flies around and poisons you. Alrighty. Let's prepare these hats and put on some clothes, shall we? I'm going to also wield Chance's knife. Nice. Stained with the blood of fiends. Alrighty then. I've got Chance's knife. Now we're going to head over to the schoolhouse. Let me think about this for a second and make sure there isn't anything important that I've skipped. Some big things for this run. So I said we're going to do pretty much everything, but not technically everything. Like, I'm not going to find all of the Sunset Sarsaparilla bottle caps. I'm not going to find all of the skill books. But I will be doing some things to the max. Like, I will be reaching max level. I will hopefully be maxing out all my skills. And I do intend to do the main quest all the way through to the end, and all 4 expansions. And some of the expansions I might actually show multiple endings. And I'm also going to try and explore the area as much as I can. I'm going to try and take my time with things. For these first couple videos, we're going to be moving quickly, because I'm basically still, like I said, building my character out. A lot of what I'm going to be doing in these first 2 episodes is all directed towards getting my character to totally kick ass. And so, oh, am I going to be able to... Ooh, this might be a little hiccup in my plan here. How hard is this safe? Oh, it's easy. Awesome. I'm pretty good at the lockpicking minigame in this game. I find it easier than the one in Skyrim. Alright, so here's a lot of good stuff in here. The most important thing being this stealth boy. We're going to take everything. Oh, hey, Bobby Pin. Thank you. Anything good in here? Nope. Hello? Programmer's Digest. There's all kinds of good stuff in here. Alright. So this is the Good Springs schoolhouse. We won't be returning here, so I'm going to go ahead and loot it now. Gotta loot! Not too much exciting stuff in here. I've actually already picked up the best stuff, which is the Stealth Boy and the skill books. Or actually, they're skill magazines. So in this book, there's skill magazines that provide a temporary bonus, like Programmer's Digest, which makes you better at science. And then there's skill books, like the Big Book of Science, that provide a permanent bonus. The temporary bonus is either 10 or 20 points, depending on if you have the perk. What's it called? C something. Starts with a C. Comprehension. It's 10 points otherwise. And the permanent skill bonuses from the books are 3 points, like we got from that Chinese Special Ops Training Manual, which increased our sneak 3 points. Alright, other things I want to remember to say. We're going to do almost everything. My name is Jack. I'm running around with a silly hat on. I'm playing on hardcore mode, on a very hard difficulty. I'm going to be doing pretty much all the quests. I have 3 mods installed. I have a plan. This is going to be a very long series. That's about all I wanted to say, I think, in the first episode. Other than, I'm really excited about this. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but lately I've been having a hard time making Let's Plays. It's been tough for me, honestly. I've had a lot of stuff going on in my life that's been really keeping me down, and it's hard for me to get myself back up to the point where I can make a good video. So hopefully, this game has just been awesome for me for the past month. I've been playing it obsessively. Where is my... I left a snow globe up here before I died. There it is. Nice. We're going to head to Sloan now. Hopefully not get killed on the way there. I want to follow the road. So we're actually going to turn south. We don't want to go running off down there. Yeah, there's giant rad scorpions and stuff down there. Don't want to have to deal with them just yet. We're going to take a safer route. So yeah, hopefully my great enjoyment of this game will make this a little bit of an easier Let's Play for me. And honestly, I'm really excited about this. I think this is going to be a great run. Now, there are some very good Fallout Let's Plays out there. Mostly dedicated type runs, like doing things a certain way. For example, the video maker and Reddit frequenter Many a True Nerd is pretty much my go-to resource for Fallout information besides the Fallout Wiki. He's made some pretty great series of New Vegas. He did a kill everything run, and he also did a total pacifist run where he didn't kill anything. And it's funny that this game is so versatile that you can do either of those. If you're interested in that, just search for Many a True Nerd on YouTube. You'll find him. He knows a lot about Fallout. A whole heck of a lot about Fallout. I think he's actually doing videos of Fallout 3 now too, if you're interested in that. Okay, so we're trying to get over here approximately. So I'll set a marker there so I don't lose track. Warning, death claws ahead. Oh boy. Okay, so there's a few different kinds of dangerous enemies in this area that we're going to try and avoid. I'm just going to get to Sloan in this video, and then we'll call it a shot. Yeah, so this is going to be a lot of fun, I think. I have a huge plan for this game, and it's going to take a ton of videos to get through what is a long game, and we're going to be doing a whole lot of stuff in it. I'm actually avoiding combat for now because I'm kind of a wimp. I don't have too many great things going for me right now. And the whole... Oh, well, here's one thing I didn't say. On very hard difficulty, the only thing that changing the difficulty does in this game is it changes the modifier on how much damage you do and how much damage you take. So on normal, you give 100% and you take 100%. On very hard, you do half damage and you take double damage. So basically, in terms of combat, the game is 4 times as hard as normal. Now, some of our like better tag skills and perks every level are going to help to make up for that. But for the first 10 levels or so, we are definitely behind. We are at a disadvantage. Very hard difficulty makes the game pretty tough, especially if you're used to playing on normal, like I have been up until my practice run. I'm still getting used to the very hard stuff, honestly, so I'll probably die a few times in this run. We'll deal with it. Where are you going, bud? Don't punch that mole rat. He seems friendly. Where are you going? He saw me and decided to leave. I don't know what that means. Yeah, so for the first 10 levels or so, we're going to be way behind in terms of damage output and how tough we are. Like a giant scorpion like that would probably kill me in a couple hits, and I would be standing there hacking at him for half an hour. So until we start getting some of the benefits of our perks and levels, we are going to avoid combat if possible. Alright, so I hope you guys are as excited about this run as I am. In the next episode of...
Hold up. There are death claws all over the damn place north of here. I'd turn back if I were you. If you want to get to New Vegas, you're better off heading east from Prim and then looping north. It's a heck of a lot safer.
Oh.
If you insist on going north, don't be expecting a rescue when you get into trouble.
In the next episode of Let's Play Fallout New Vegas, we're going to head north and get into some trouble. Thanks for watching. See you guys then. Holy jeez, my character is hideous. He looks so good in the Robco Viewatron, and now he seriously looks like he's got some problems. Oh, what have I done?